With me now to discuss all of this is a senior research fellow in Homeland Security at the Heritage Foundation, Lora Ries. Welcome, Laura.
Thanks for having me on.
Great. So when we look at it, illegal immigration, border security, it should be common sense, but it doesn't seem to be for the Biden administration. Talk to me about some of the executive orders we were seeing earlier this week.
Yes, the executive orders that he's been signing have created a new hierarchy, and he's been placing illegal immigrants above lawful immigrants, above U.S. citizens, and that's completely upside down. And yet he labels these executive orders as ways to make America safer, stronger, and to create a fair and orderly legal immigration system. That's how he described it. But just the example you gave where Iranians are coming in across the border illegally show that this is anything but.
Exactly, because we don't know if they're coming here to flee Tehran or if they're coming here with the blessing of Tehran. And of course, that's the dice that are rolled when we have people coming in illegally and we don't know who, when, where they're coming from. So when we're looking at what Biden's doing now, ending the Remain in Mexico policy, for example, using that first of all, what kind of repercussions could that have for our country?
Well, the Remain in Mexico program was extremely effective because it stopped the caravans of illegal immigrants coming north from Central America, but that certainly included nationals from all over the world. And the caravans have restarted, and the numbers appearing at the border have already increased. They started in September. They didn't even wait for the election because Biden said during a presidential debate, we owe them amnesty. So the message was loud and clear. Smugglers used it to advertise, and we see the numbers continue to increase.
Yeah, for the first 2 years, I would say, of the Trump administration, we were seeing the caravans. Legal immigration was a hot topic here in the U.S. But then toward the end of the administration, after the Trump administration had won negotiations with Mexico and with some other countries in Central America, the issue became almost non-existent, especially coming up toward the November 2020 election. It wasn't as big of an issue as it usually is around election time. But now we see Biden undoing the Remain in Mexico policy, and he's also undoing some other negotiations that were done with Central American nations, such as the Safe Third Country Agreement. Tell me a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so that was another key part that the Trump administration implemented in addition to the Remain in Mexico program, and that was using U.S. leverage with the governments of Mexico and the Northern Triangle countries to have them enforce their own borders, to assist them with programs like biometrics, and to improve their respective asylum systems. And so the notion of safe third country is built into law. And the concept is if you are fleeing for your life, you would apply for asylum in the first safe country that you arrive in. You don't traverse through multiple countries just to come to the U.S. It's about safety. It's not about country shopping. And so the Trump administration put this concept into action. And it worked. As you said, the caravan stopped. And it is in everyone's interest to have more countries with good asylum systems where people can receive the protection that they need.
And talking about safety, of course, here for Americans, safety is a huge issue. We talk about the angel moms and dads who've suffered so tragically from the horrors that do come with illegal immigration. But also on the other side of that coin, when we're talking about safety as well, a lot of people, a lot of young girls, a lot of young women who are in poverty in Central and South America and who want to come up to the United States, they pay to go with coyotes and other human traffickers who promise to take them into the United States and then a lot of the times end up raping them or doing other horrific things. And now we see the Biden administration in Texas is already reopening overflow facilities for unaccompanied migrant children. And again, that just concerns me because these kids coming up with no supervision, horrible things could happen.
You're right. And these policies have been created by the left. And the unaccompanied alien minor Act was introduced multiple times by Senators Dianne Feinstein and Congresswoman Zoe Lofgren, and it lowered the bar for unaccompanied alien children to come to the U.S. And just simply reading the bill, it was very clear that parents would send their children unaccompanied north, which is extremely dangerous, as you described. And now, by opening these overflow facilities and bringing parents back into the U.S. who we've already deported to reunite with families, all of these is going to encourage more illegal immigration, particularly by young people. And then, after they've been here for a number of years, these same politicians say, well, they've been here since they were children, we should give them green cards. So from start to finish, it's a very perverse, very dangerous set of policies.
You're exactly right, Laura. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, for breaking it all down.
Thank you for having me.
And now,
thanks for watching the Heritage Foundation's YouTube channel. With more than 500,000 members, we are the nation's largest conservative research and education institution. We believe the principles and ideas of the American founding are worth conserving and renewing. Please help us further our mission by subscribing to this channel and sharing our videos with your family and friends.